Recently, we all heard news that the REM, Montreal's new automated light rail system that's currently under construction in the West Island and South Shore, will also be extended to the east end of the city. We're not your source for technical details on the project, but we do want to present some demographic information showing why this development is so important.
First of all, though, the REM isn't the only major transit expansion in Montreal's East End. The Metro's Blue Line has an extension that's supposed to start construction soon, and there's also a nifty bus rapid transit corridor coming on P9. At one point, there was talk of an ambitious new pink line for the Metro covering this area too, but that seems redundant now.
The reason all of this transit development is so urgent is that the East End, particularly the areas that lie just beyond existing metro lines, is consistently represented in the worst commutes on the island of Montreal. Someone in Montreal North, Rivière-des-Prairies, or Pointe-aux-Trembles has a 20% chance of having to commute longer than an hour to work, while for someone in the Plateau, Verdun, or even the town of Montreal, it's just 5%.
The REM branch going to Montreal North promises a 30-minute travel time to downtown, which is an enormous improvement over a current bus then metro trip of well over an hour. There are other hotspots of long commutes in Montreal, like LaSalle and the West Island, but the arch from Montreal North to Pointe-aux-Trembles stands out as the biggest and the worst.
The second reason transit expansion in the east end of Montreal is critical is the lack of local jobs. This doesn't apply everywhere. For example, Anjou has a pretty respectable 70 jobs for every 100 people, and Montreal East does even better, although with a very small population.
But you only find 20 or 30 jobs per 100 people in Montreal North, Saint Leonard, and Rivière-des-Prairies, Pointe-aux-Trembles. The lack of local jobs means that short and medium distance methods of commuting, like walking and cycling, are less viable in these areas, and people are more dependent on traveling longer distances with cars or transit.
The final reason East End transit expansion is so important is that this part of the city contains many lower income areas, especially Montreal North and Saint Leonard. Obviously, the idea that only poor people ride transit is not a reality for cities with respectable transit systems, but lower income people do tend to be especially reliant on it since cars can be a big expense.
Considering all three of these factors that we looked at, the next major part of Montreal in need of rapid transit expansion seems to be LaSalle, which is also a hotspot for long commutes and low incomes, and is on the lower end of local jobs.
In conclusion, these East End transit expansions that are planned or under construction are exciting for the amount of distance they're adding to Montreal's rapid transit network, but they're even more impressive when you look at which neighborhoods they're covering and why these areas are in particular need of faster and more convenient public transit.
Thanks for watching. If you like transit, or bikes, or Anglophones pronouncing French place names, consider subscribing for more videos.